Thank you for staying with us here on THV 11 Plus for Arkansas News Now. I'm Ashley King, joined by meteorologist Nathan Scott. The sun is peeking out a little bit right now, but we are just hours away from this developing winter storm. That's right.
Go to the grocery store, get your stuff done, because tomorrow the Arctic air moves in and it will turn much colder. Winter storm warnings have been issued for all of Arkansas now, and that goes into effect noon on Friday, continues until 6 o'clock in the evening. We have that THV weather impact alert Friday all the way through Sunday. This is going to be a multifaceted storm. Some of us will see heavy snow. Others will see significant sleet, and we're also watching out for the potential of freezing rain. So travel anywhere across the state this weekend is going to be awful. Stay home through the entire weekend. Also, we're talking about bitterly cold conditions, so make sure you bring the pets in, and anyone that doesn't have heat, watch out for them as well. Here's future radar. Look at the winter precipitation move in here later Friday. So most for Friday, we're dry, but then 5-6 o'clock, here comes the chance of snow and sleet, and you see lots of blue and pink on the map Friday night, and that will continue to be the situation through Saturday. I'll have what you can expect: snow accumulations, sleet accumulations, and ice accumulations coming up.
And if you end up needing a warm place to go in the coming days, warming centers are opening across Arkansas, and we have a few to tell you about. In Little Rock, a 24-hour emergency shelter opens tomorrow night at the Dunbar Community Center on West 16th at 6 p.m. It will stay open until further notice. Also serving as a warming shelter, North Little Rock's Community Center, Hot Springs Community Resource Center on Hobson Avenue, Jacksonville's New Commandment Church, and Benton's Northside Church of Christ. Then there are 3 in Conway: the John Owens Sports Center, the McGee Center, and the Conway Emergency Shelter. If you've tried to get groceries within the last 24 hours, you've probably encountered a little bit of chaos and some empty shelves. Kroger says their stores worked overnight to restock after yesterday's rush. Others will likely do the same. A store manager in Maumelle says you can help out the situation by approaching it with the right attitude. Kroger also says of now they're going to plan on keeping those stores at regular hours with exceptions depending on the conditions. And the Arkansas National Guard is standing by in case they get called in to help. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has not yet officially activated the Guard, but Public Affairs Officer Colonel Joel Lynch says soldiers will likely work with state police to help drivers or clear and remove debris. Something else to keep in mind: it's a good idea to pack a car kit in case you absolutely have to go out on the road in a winter storm. Some things AAA recommends: bottled water, food, an ice scraper, gloves, boots, a phone charger, and a flashlight with extra batteries. An inmate has been found dead at the Pulaski County Detention Center. Officials say Cavante Moore of Conway was discovered Tuesday night. The detention center medical team attempted to provide life-saving measures after being found unresponsive. Later, other first responders came, later determining Moore was dead. An autopsy was ordered by the state examiner's office to find a cause of death. Due to upcoming inclement weather tomorrow and throughout the weekend, the Little Rock Zoo will close. It will remain closed Friday, January 23rd through Monday, January 26th. This will allow for staff and personnel to ensure animals are safe for the cold weather. Make sure to stay with THV 11 or check their website for the latest on reopening. And the Harlem Globetrotters will postpone their event in North Little Rock as well. Its newly scheduled date will be Saturday, April 11th. If you're not able to attend, a refund request is possible up to February 20th. A refund will be returned in the way the ticket or tickets were bought. A former special counsel who investigated now President Donald Trump is testifying publicly before lawmakers today. Jack Smith's team says he welcomes the chance to describe his work to the House Judiciary Committee. Smith is known for investigating allegations Trump mishandled classified documents and tried to subvert the 2020 presidential election results. Both cases are over without ever going to trial. Trump says he wants to see Smith face prosecution. And two women involved in a protest at a St. Paul, Minnesota church on Sunday have been arrested, according to Attorney General Pam Bondi. Nakima Levy-Strong and Chantel Louisa Allen have been taken into custody. They are accused of being part of a group who interrupted a church service and started chanting "Justice for Renee Good." No word on what charges they may face. And a Texas jury has handed down its verdict in the trial of a former school police officer in the Uvalde shooting. Adrian Gonzalez, who was the first to arrive at the scene of the 2022 shooting, was found not guilty of 29 counts of child abandonment or endangerment. Omar Villafranca has more on the outcome of this decision.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Adrian Gonzalez, not guilty.
There was visible emotion in the courtroom Wednesday night as a Texas jury acquitted former school police officer Adrian Gonzalez for his role in responding to the deadly shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas in 2022. Both Gonzalez and the courtroom, filled with victims' families, were crying.
There's no real winners, because obviously there's so much tragedy and hurt behind this.
Go, run over there!
When a gunman attacked the school, Gonzalez was the first officer on the scene and among the first 5 to enter the building.
Careful, guys, shot fire!
Prosecutors say Gonzalez froze and failed in his duty to protect the children. But the jury agreed with the defense, who argued the former officer risked his life when he went into the school hallway and towards the gunshots.
Thank you for the jury for considering all the evidence and making that verdict.
Outside the courthouse, families of the 19 fourth grade students and 2 teachers who died that day responded with sadness and anger.
There was 2 monsters on May 24th, and one was a shooter and the other was a monster that never went in.
What Texas just told us is that our kids didn't mean anything to them.
But still, some had hope.
Faith is fractured, but you never lose faith. You don't lose faith because these children that are no longer with us, that are at the cemetery, they can't speak for themselves. We speak for them. We fight to the end.
The only other law enforcement official charged in this incident is former Uvalde School Police Chief Pete Arredondo. His trial date has not been set yet, but when asked about the outcome of the Gonzalez trial, his attorney told CBS News this was the only possible verdict. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Corpus Christi, Texas.
As unemployment remains relatively low at around 4%, according to the Bureau of Labor, one segment of society is seeing a rise, and we'll have more when we return.
Close to 50 out there this afternoon, but the numbers come crashing down on Friday. Here are the wind chills. This is what it's going to feel like out there into the 20s all day long. The chance of winter weather really holds off until we get after sunset. But once it starts, it's sticking around pretty much for the entire weekend. More on that complete winter storm forecast coming up. Good afternoon, Central Arkansas meteorologist Nathan Scott. This winter storm is going to be pretty much a sleet storm here in Central Arkansas. It may end as a little bit of snow. By far the best chance of real heavy snow, though, is going to be in Northwest and North Arkansas. So here's a breakdown between sleet and freezing rain. Sleet are pretty much frozen raindrops. They bounce off objects. They make a sound when it's falling. It can sting your face, but the good news is it does not coat trees or power lines. You don't see power outages when you have sleet falling. Different story, though, with freezing rain, because it looks like it's raining outside, but you check the temperature, and if it's 32 or below, you've got problems, especially if those numbers are into the 20s, and that's going to be the case for South and Southeast Arkansas. So here's the what to expect map. The best chance of heavy snow in the white North Arkansas. A large chunk of the THV 11 viewing area, though, will be in the zone of heavy sleet, maybe a little bit of snow on the backside of the system, but also some freezing rain could mix in. By far, the chance of heaviest amounts of freezing rain will be in South and Southeast Arkansas. Your snowfall forecast, and this could be conservative when it comes to this area of 10 to 15 inches in Northwest Arkansas. There's going to be a sharp difference in snowfall accumulation from Little Rock Metro and just about an hour's drive to the north. So expect very different snowfall accumulations from Pulaski County, Faulkner County into Van Buren County. I really don't think you're going to see much in the form of snow once you get into southeast Arkansas. The sleet forecast, easily 2 to 4 inches of sleet across a large part of central Arkansas, lower amounts to the north and then also to the south because that freezing rain will mix in. And when we talk about the chance of an ice storm, that's going to be in play in southeast Arkansas, especially for Ashley, Chico, Drew counties, where there could be ice accretions or accumulations getting above a ½ inch to around 3/4 of an inch. But even here in central Arkansas, we could see some mix over from time to time that could produce a glaze to maybe as much as 1/10 of an inch. So bottom line is we could have some sleet, some freezing rain on top of that, some snow. You get the idea. It's just going to be a winter weather mess out there this weekend. The timing of when the winter precipitation moves in, 3 to 6 here, southwest West Arkansas. I think here in central Arkansas, we should be able to get through the Friday evening rush with no issues. But after 7, 8 o'clock, you need to be off the roads. Here's future radar. It's our high resolution now. And you see around 4:30, the winter precipitation just about to move into the natural state. Then it builds its way into central Arkansas through the evening. May start off as a little bit of snow before changing over to sleet. The question is, how fast does that happen? This model is much more aggressive, keeping the snow in place in central Arkansas, but there's a lot more information that says no, that snow sleet line is going to be more in this area into north central Arkansas. So that's why the snowfall totals will range greatly across the region. And then going into tomorrow night and also into Saturday, a good chance the winter weather sticks around. Snow to the north, sleet, freezing rain into a large parts of central Arkansas, and then to the south. And the winter weather sticks around through Saturday night into Sunday. And the big question is what happens on the backside of this system as it moves out. Are we going to see a burst of some snow? That is a possibility according to the Long Range European. Here's Sunday morning. Heavy snow, but that heavy snow could get wrapped around and then move into central Arkansas. So if that does happen, our chance of ending with some accumulating snowfall in central Arkansas will be on the increase. That's something we'll have to continue to watch out for with the newest data trends coming in. We see skies clear out Sunday night into Monday morning, and it will be dangerously cold. 85 to 100 hours below freezing once again. Your pipes need to be protected from this bitterly cold air. And here's your wind forecast because we haven't even talked about that. It's going to be windy out there, and those winds will stick around all weekend long. That's a piercing wind. Your low forecast dropping down into the teens, single digits Saturday morning. More of the same Sunday. Monday, especially if there's a blanket of heavy snow, you'll drop down into areas of below 0 ranges. 7 wind chill for Saturday. And then as we go into Monday, we're looking at those wind chills well below 0 in North Arkansas. So get ready. We've got a nasty winter storm to contend with. Biting Arctic wind for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 36 with the winter precipitation moving in here by the evening. And here's your 7-day forecast at THV and Weather Impact Alert Friday all the way through Sunday. We will not climb above freezing until we get into Tuesday. So expect to not be able to drive on the roads most likely until Tuesday afternoon for many areas.
And as President Trump is in Davos, Switzerland, he spoke about firing federal government workers during his first year in office. One group most affected is Black women, with the unemployment rate at 4.4% in the most recent jobs report. It rose to 7.3% among Black women. Jerika Duncan has more.
I loved my job. I loved it, and it made a difference to people.
But Adrienne Birch's job with the Department of Agriculture was eliminated last February.
I started crying because I said, oh my God, I'm losing my job. I'm not prepared. I don't have enough savings.
The chainsaw for bureaucracy.
As Elon Musk took a chainsaw to the federal government, Birch says she felt forced into early retirement at age 54. Today, she says she gets 1/3 of her previous pay.
To get to a point where you made a great salary, made 6 figures, and to have that ripped from you And not because you didn't do the job well. It's painful.
Pain that was just beginning as Birch started looking for work.
I've applied for, I think, about 35 jobs or so. I've gotten 5 rejections. Most of the other ones, nothing.
Any interviews?
No.
And she's not alone. 41-year-old Audrey Malone lost her corporate job in facilities management about a year ago.
I stopped counting my job applications after I hit like 150 or something like that.
You've applied to over 150 for 150
I've applied
jobs?
to more than 150 jobs. I just stopped counting at 150. And you look at it and you go, I'm not enough. What's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong?
Some economists say the proliferation of artificial intelligence and the elimination of DEI programs have negatively impacted Black women. And then there's the cuts to government jobs, where Black women are represented at twice the rate as in the private sector. All of it has contributed to the more than 300,000 Black women who lost or left their jobs in the first half of 2025.
We almost are like the economic shock absorbers of what's coming to us.
The canary in the coal mine.
That's right.
Harvard economist Anna Gifty Opoku-Agyeman.
Why should people, not just Black women, care about this?
If 7% of your body wasn't working, you wouldn't be able to function. If Black women are not able to be full economic participants in our economy shrinks.
Last month, Representative Ayanna Pressley and more than 20 other members of Congress demanded that the Department of Labor take immediate action to address the rising unemployment crisis among Black women, a crisis that Adrienne Birch says needs attention.
We're not looking for handouts, but we're like, hey, somebody do something. Speak up for us. And until then, we have to help each other.
And to put this in perspective, about 69% of Black mothers are breadwinners in their household. According to the economist Opoku-Agyeman, who wrote the book, The Double Tax, she says our economic fates are linked. She says what happens to Black women and other marginalized groups could be a sign of what's to come. For CBS News, I'm Jerika Duncan.
And in entertainment news, today is one of the biggest days for movie lovers. Everywhere, the 98th annual Oscar nominations for Best Actor Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ethan Hawke, Michael B. Jordan, and Wagner Moura. And nominated for Best Actress, Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Kate Hudson, Renate Reinsve, and Emma Stone. And for Best Picture, the nominations Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, Sinners, Secret Agent, F1, Frankenstein, and Train Dreams.
Well, the weather already starting to impact the rest of the college basketball schedule this week, but we still got some games in last night at least, so we'll tell you the highlights and the precautions next in sports. Well, Razorback men's basketball got back in the win column in a big way Tuesday, dismantling number 15 Vanderbilt at home at Bud Walton Arena. And, well, luckily they don't have to go too far for their next game. They get to stay at home taking on LSU Saturday at 7:30. That is the game time and situation for now. We will keep an eye on the weather situation, and whether or not that changes, we will let you know. UCA women taking on West Georgia at home last night in Conway. All Sugar Bears early. Jenna Cook from 3 knocks it down with ease. And, well, it was all about the guards in the early going. Shea Littleford pulls up, drains the jumper there. Part of a 9-point lead at the end of the first quarter. That turned into an 87-66 UCA win. Arkansas State women up in Jonesboro took down Old Dominion in front of, let's call them screaming children, but they were screaming with happiness because the A-State women won 84-55. Up next, a huge showdown atop the Sun Belt against James Madison on Saturday. That game time has been moved up to 11 a.m. and admission will be free.
I'm from Arkansas, and I know how we get when there's a little bit of snow and a little bit of ice, all right? So we're just gonna hope and pray that there's about 2 to 3 inches of snow. We need y'all to get y'all butts out of that bed, get in your car, and just drive as slow as you need to drive. The game is free on Saturday at 11 o'clock. You're gonna beat the worst of it. So get in your car, come hang out with us for 2 hours, and then you could go back into hibernation and get all the tissue paper and all the milk and bread you want to out of stores. Come support us on Saturday. This is the biggest game of the year, and we absolutely need you.
All right, you heard Coach, and there's some good advice in there for everyone, not just Red Wolf fans. Drive as slow as you need to over the next couple of days, or don't drive at all, up to you. And hey, whether it's high school hoops on Friday, college basketball on Saturday, before you go to a game, maybe check first that that game is still happening, and then of course make sure that you stay safe.
And the winter storm, that is the big issue everybody is talking about. And Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon will be right here on THV 11 Plus, 2:30 this afternoon, talking about the latest trends and what the newest forecast is. Right now, newest forecast has an ice storm warning for parts of southeast Arkansas. One last look at your 7-day forecast coming up. Well, we're going to have everything out there this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have some sleet for Central Arkansas, maybe some freezing rain, and then ending as snow. So that's going to cause chaos across the roads. You just want to be home. The winter precipitation moves in here, I think, Friday evening, lingers all the way through Sunday. This is a long duration event. Along with that, we're talking about dangerous, bitter cold, especially going into Monday morning. As skies clear out, we'll see the numbers plunge down below zero in North Arkansas, where there's going to likely be a blanket of snow over a foot in many areas. Here in Central Arkansas, I think it's primarily sleet, 2 to 4 inches of sleet, with maybe a trace to 4 inches of snow. That forecast is still subject to change, and we'll continue to update you.
Well, today is the day to prepare, so thank you, and we appreciate you joining us here on THV 11 Plus.